Good luck on your graduation day, Sakura-chan, her mother wished her. Thanks, Ka-chan. Finally, she reached the academy. As she entered the classroom, her eyes drifted to one particular boy, Sasuke Uchiha, who was surrounded by girls like bees. Her eyes then darted to the boy beside him, with a mop of blonde hair and strange whisker marks on his cheeks, scowling at Sasuke. Naruto-kun, her heart fluttered. This is Naruto Uzumaki, the love of her life. Immediately, her eyes became dreamy. Out of all the boys in the world, why did I love only him? Yet she had never shown her love or spoken kindly to him. Instead, she acted like one of Sasuke's fangirls, afraid of what the village and others would think if they knew she loved the village pariah, and how the village might treat her family because of it. She knew well that her Naruto-kun wasn't liked by the village, for reasons unknown to her. She never understood why the village hated him. He played pranks now and then, but none of them were harmful. She didn't know why they despised him so much. Once, she wondered if maybe his parents had been traitors to the village. That thought made her blood boil. How dare they place the sins of parents onto a child who has no idea who his parents even were? She stood in the doorway, lost in these thoughts. You really are pathetic. She jolted and turned around to see who had spoken. You should look here. She recognized it immediately. It was her inner self. What do you want now? Sakura asked her inner voice. What do I want? Her inner scoffed. I want you to claim him before any hussy comes and takes him. Sakura panicked. What? You are afraid of what others think, and what the villagers think. The inner voice continued. Tell me, did any of the villagers come to help us? Did our neighbors come to help us when Tu-san was sick? None of them did. But for some reason, Hokage-sama came and helped us. How did he know? He didn't tell us much. All he said was, I am the Hokage, and I will always help my villagers in any way. Sakura fell silent, pondering this. I'm sure it was Naruto-kun. The whole village knows the Hokage is close to Naruto-kun, so he must have asked the Hokage for help. Sakura was surprised. What makes you think that? Just a hunch. Her inner shrugged. We are Naruto-kun's world. He knows you too well. He might have noticed how downtrodden we were when Tu-san was sick and found out some other way. Sakura nodded slowly. Now go and confess and kiss him. Right now. Sakura shrieked, kiss. Now. But despite herself, she felt giddy at the thought. Coming to her senses, Sakura noticed someone glaring daggers, no, kunais, at her. She turned and saw a girl with pale eyes and bluish hair staring fiercely in her direction. Sakura flinched for a moment, then quickly composed herself. Good morning, Hinata, Sakura greeted calmly. Hinata didn't respond. She only gave a small nod before looking away. Sakura finally reached her bench, where Naruto was sitting beside Sasuke. Putting on her act, she suddenly grabbed Naruto by the collar, yanked him away forcefully, and plopped herself down beside Sasuke. Sorry, Naruto-kun. Naruto, despite being dragged like a sack of potatoes, only grinned brightly at her. Good morning, Sakura-chan. Sakura didn't turn to look at him, but inside, her heart melted. Such a dreamy smile, inner Sakura swooned dramatically. Looking at Sasuke, she gave him a bright smile. Good morning, Sasuke-kun. You could at least respond, you jerk. She fumed. Forehead. Ino called from behind. What do you want, pig? Sakura growled back. Don't dream that Sasuke-kun will ever be yours, Ino taunted. Yeah. Like you'd win his heart, Sakura snapped. They had been childhood friends once. Sakura remembered that all too well. Flashback. Come on, Sakura, tell me, Ino pressed eagerly. Who do you have a crush on? Sakura shook her head, refusing to answer. But Ino wouldn't give up. Finally, Sakura gave her a hint. You can see him, on the swing. The next day, Ino stormed up to her, shaking with anger. How dare you steal my love? Ino shrieked. That was the day their friendship ended. End flashback. Now, Sakura and Ino glared at each other, sparks practically flying. You can't fool me, pig, Sakura thought darkly. I know you love Naruto-kun too. I won't let you have him. Inner Sakura joined in, cracking her knuckles. Yeah. Show that pig who the queen is. We have the advantage anyway. Naruto-kun likes us. There's no competition. Sakura agreed. A few minutes later, Iruka Yumino and Mizuki entered the classroom. The room fell silent. One by one, the students were called forward. Each performed the 3 jutsu and walked out proudly with a forehead protector. Sakura's turn came soon enough. She passed. The cool metal of the headband in her hands felt unreal, but she barely had time to savor it. Her eyes immediately searched the room. Naruto. He was still waiting for his turn. As he finally stepped forward, Sakura clasped her hands together tightly. Please, please, God, she prayed desperately. Let Naruto-kun pass. Minutes dragged by, each second stretching painfully. Then the door opened. Naruto walked out. His shoulders were slumped. His hands were empty. Sakura's heart twisted violently. Tears welled up in her eyes as she watched him avoid everyone's gaze. The bright smile he always wore was gone, replaced by a hollow, defeated expression. I can't bear this, tears slipping free. Seeing Naruto sad hurt more than failing herself ever could. She wanted to run to him, to hug him, to pull him close, to make him rest his head in her lap and tell him everything would be okay. But before she could move, Naruto turned and left the room. Iruka's voice echoed distantly. Come back in 2 days to find out your team assignments. Sakura didn't hear him. The moment Iruka dismissed the class, she stood up abruptly. Tears threatened to spill as she ran out, not caring who saw, not caring what anyone thought. She just ran. Behind her, the classroom buzzed with confused murmurs. The whole class thought it was strange. But none of them knew. Sakura Haruno's heart had just broken for someone else. Sakura reached her house, closing the door behind her before running straight to her room, her footsteps thudding loudly through the quiet house. She burst inside and shut the door firmly. Slowly, she leaned back against it, her breathing uneven as the events of the day finally caught up to her. Naruto-kun didn't pass the graduation. Her chest tightened painfully. For a fleeting moment, a dangerous thought crossed her mind. What if I gave up being a ninja? What if I stayed by Naruto's side instead? Her thoughts drifted into a flashback. She remembered how Naruto had failed again and again, academics, jutsu, everything. And yet, he never gave up. Not once. A new determination ignited in her eyes. No, no, she whispered, shaking her head. I shouldn't give up. Naruto-kun hates giving up. What would he think of me if he found out I quit being a ninja the very day I graduated? She clenched her fists. I'll keep going, she murmured firmly. Knock, knock. Sakura-chan. Her mother's voice called from the other side of the door. Ka-chan, Sakura replied softly. Are you okay, dear? Mebuki asked gently. You ran off without talking to us. It's all right if you didn't pass. We know becoming a ninja isn't easy. We're proud of you for coming this far. At that, Sakura opened the door. Mebuki's eyes immediately fell on the forehead protector on Sakura's head. Her expression softened instantly. Mebuki Haruno pulled her daughter into a tight hug. Then why are you sad? She asked quietly. Sakura shook her head, tears brimming again. Is it about that Uchiha kid? Mebuki guessed. Sakura shook her head once more. Mebuki sighed gently. I see, if you want to talk, she said, resting a comforting hand on Sakura's shoulder, I'll be here for you. XXX. 2 days had passed since graduation. Sakura walked toward the academy classroom, her steps slow and heavy. The image of Naruto-kun leaving without a headband still haunted her. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't shake the sadness clinging to her heart. When she finally reached the classroom, she froze. Naruto was there. He was sitting casually on top of a desk, glaring daggers at Sasuke. Naruto-kun, she whispered in disbelief. What is he doing here? Before she could think further, a boy nearby leaned back carelessly, bumping straight into Naruto and sending him stumbling forward. Right into Sasuke. Time stopped. Sakura's eyes widened in horror as their lips collided. And stayed there. For a second too long. No. Her world shattered. That bastard Sasuke stole my first kiss from Naruto-kun. Sakura screamed internally. It was supposed to be me. Rage exploded inside her as she raised her arm, ready to give Sasuke the beating of his life. See? Inner Sakura shrieked furiously. That's why I told you to kiss him already. Now someone else tasted Naruto-kun before us. Then, doubt crept in. Wait, what if Naruto-kun is into boys? Inner Sakura slapped that thought away immediately. Don't be stupid. Didn't you know how Naruto-kun cares for us? What made you think that? Just then, Naruto sprang back to his feet, his face turning green as he gagged violently. Blegh. Gross. He shouted, wiping his mouth furiously. That was like drinking spoiled milk. Sakura blinked. Her raised fist slowly lowered. Her heart was still racing, but now for a very different reason. Then Sakura noticed it. All the girls were closing in on Naruto, fury written across their faces, fists raised and ready to pummel him. But before any of them could land a hit, Hinata jumped. She placed herself firmly between Naruto and the girls. Step aside, Hinata, Ino snapped angrily. Hinata shook her head. No, I won't allow you to beat Naruto-kun. It wasn't his fault, it happened accidentally. Whatever. Ino scoffed. He stole Sasuke-kun's first kiss. Hinata let out a short, humorless laugh. So what? The girls froze. Tell me, Hinata continued coolly, her pale eyes sharp, why are you all swooning over a guy who doesn't even notice you? She straightened. Your pathetic excuses for Kunoiki. That did it. How dare you? Several girls shouted at once. Hinata jumped into her gentle fist stance, pale eyes blazing as her chakra surged outward like a warning. You want to fight? She asked evenly. I'm happy to oblige. Her lips curved slightly. But you all know you'd end up hospitalized. Are you really willing to miss team formations? The girls clenched their fists, rage simmering, but reason won. With irritated huffs and glares, they backed away one by one and left the area. The room finally settled. That's when Sakura stepped fully into view. Hinata noticed her instantly. She shot Sakura a sharp, menacing glare. Then, slowly, it transformed into a small victory smirk. Sakura frowned deeply. What is it now? Why does she glare at me like that? Naruto let out a sigh. Thanks Hinata, you are a lifesaver. Hinata leaned in a little too close, close enough to make Naruto flustered and Sakura's anger spike. Anything for you, Naruto-kun. Naruto chuckled awkwardly, his face flushed red. Sakura's eyes twitched violently. That witch, she's trying to wrap my Naruto-kun around her pinky. How dare she act all sweet and innocent while sinking her claws in. Inner Sakura roared, see. I told you. Now we have real competition. If I find a way to come out, I'll beat you senseless for freezing up like an idiot, and then I'll make sure she never gets that close again. Then Hinata glanced at her with a taunting look and turned to sit in her place. Sakura stomped to her place and took her seat between Naruto and Sasuke. Just then, Iruka entered the classroom. The chatter died down instantly. He began announcing the teams, one after another. Names were called, and groups slowly formed as Genin filed out of the room. Finally, Team 7, Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, Naruto Uzumaki. For a heartbeat, the world froze. Then, I'm in the same team as Sakura-chan. Naruto shouted, leaping to his feet in pure joy. Sakura's eyes widened before lighting up. I'm on the same team as Naruto-kun. Her heart soared. Inner Sakura cheered wildly. Yes. Now he's all ours. Across the room, Hinata clenched her fist tightly, her expression darkening for just a moment before she looked away. Dance all you want, Pinky. After Iruka dismissed the class, the newly graduated Genin began to leave, excited chatter filling the room as everyone headed off for lunch. Team 7 had officially begun. XXX. Sakura sat alone near a bench, staring ahead as her thoughts drifted toward the future. Team 7, Naruto-kun, what happens now? A presence beside her made her stiffen. Sasuke had sat down next to her. Why is he sitting here? She wondered. Suddenly, he spoke. What do you think of Naruto? Huh? Sakura blinked, startled. What do you mean by that? Are you deaf? Sasuke snapped. I asked what you think of Naruto. Sakura felt her temper flare, but she forced it down. Act normal. Act like the fangirl. She took a deep breath and spoke casually. What can I say? She shrugged. He's annoying. I don't even know how he graduated. Maybe Hokage-sama took pity on him. He's always pulling pranks. She laughed awkwardly, then continued, words tumbling out faster than she could stop them. He doesn't have to answer to anyone. If I were to do anything like he does, my parents will ground me for life. Don't you envy him having no parents at all to yell or chastise all the time? She stopped, waiting for Sasuke's reaction. Silence. Then, you disgust me. The words hit like a slap. Stunned, Sakura turned fully toward him. You don't understand anything, Sasuke continued coldly. You talk about his loneliness so lightly. If you lived his life for one day, you would understand him. His dark eyes narrowed. You had parents to support you, to yell at you. He had no one. And the way you speak of him tells me exactly how pathetic you are as a human being. Sakura's world shattered. I thought if I spoke badly of Naruto, Sasuke would think I was normal. Sasuke stood up. I don't know what he ever saw in you, he said flatly. If he heard what you just said, he'd be utterly disgusted by you. And with that, he turned and walked away. Sakura remained frozen. The soft rustling of leaves and the distant chirping of birds filled the air, blending cruelly with her thoughts. What if he tells Naruto-kun everything? Her chest tightened painfully. He would hate me. The thought of Naruto hating her, looking at her with disappointment instead of that bright smile. It broke her. Sakura buried her face in her hands and began to sob uncontrollably. As she cried, a shadow fell in front of her. Sakura-chan. She startled and looked up. Naruto was standing there, his blue eyes filled with concern. She hurriedly wiped at her tears, trying to compose herself. What happened? Naruto asked softly. Why are you crying, Sakura-chan? She stayed silent, unable to find the words. Naruto's expression darkened. His hands clenched into fists. It's Sasuke team, isn't it? He growled. Wait here. I'll teach him a lesson and make him apologize to you. Before she could react, he turned and ran toward where Sasuke had gone. Fear seized her heart. No. Naruto. She cried. I can't let this happen. She sprang to her feet and ran after him, her legs moving on pure panic. XXX. Sasuke lay resting beneath a tree, eyes closed, when he sensed someone standing nearby. He opened one eye. Naruto stood there, fists clenched, glaring down at him. Team, Naruto growled. What do you want, Dobe? Why did you hurt Sakura-chan? Sasuke frowned slightly. What are you talking about? Don't lie, you heartless jerk. Naruto snapped. I know you made Sakura-chan cry. Just then, Sakura appeared, tears still streaming down her face. Sasuke's eyes flicked to her. She shook her head desperately, silently begging him not to say anything. Naruto stepped forward, his voice rising with anger. Answer me, team. Why did you hurt her? Sasuke scoffed. And what if I don't tell you? Naruto's fists clenched. Then I'll make you tell. Sasuke raised an eyebrow, unimpressed. You're a fool. How many times did you lose to me back at the academy? Naruto growled and lunged forward, then suddenly froze, clutching his stomach. Oh God, not now. He grit his teeth, sweat forming on his brow. I need to teach this team a lesson. Pointing at Sasuke, Naruto snapped, Stay here, team. I'll be back, and you'll pay for hurting Sakura-chan. And with that, he turned and sprinted toward the bathroom. Sasuke looked down at Sakura. You love him, don't you? Sakura snapped her head up. What are you talking about? You love him, Sasuke repeated coldly. I don't know why you're hiding it. He paused. Is it because you're afraid of what the village might think? Sakura lowered her head, unable to deny it. Sasuke scoffed. Then you really are pathetic. He turned and walked away, leaving Sakura alone with her guilt, her tears, and the sound of Naruto's footsteps fading into memory. XXX. The classroom was empty except for the three of them. Naruto sat silently at one side, arms crossed, staring at nothing in particular. Sasuke sat on the opposite side, leaning back against the wall, expression unreadable. Sakura sat in the middle, fidgeting with her hands, her thoughts still spinning from the morning's events. 3 hours passed. Still, no sign of their Jonin-sensei. The silence was broken by the sudden swing of the classroom door. A figure appeared, spiky silver hair, a headband covering one eye, and a calm but sharp air about him. My first impression, he said, voice lazy, eyes glinting behind the mask. You all are boring. Meet me on the rooftop in 5 minutes. And just like that, he vanished in a puff of smoke. XXX. All three of them arrived on the rooftop. The village stretched out below, bathed in late afternoon light. Since this is our first meeting, the Jonin said lazily, why don't we introduce ourselves? He pointed at Sakura. You go first, Pinky. Sakura's eye twitched. Why don't you go first, sensei? She snapped. The Jonin sighed dramatically. Fine. My name is Kakashi Hatake. My likes, I don't feel like telling you. My dislikes are the same. My goals, none of your concern. All three of them sweat dropped. Kakashi turned to Sakura. Your turn. My name is Sakura Haruno, she said nervously. My likes. She mumbled something completely incoherent. My dislikes. More mumbling. My goal. She blushed furiously and fell silent. Kakashi stared at her for a moment, weird. He pointed to the boy beside her. Next. My name is Sasuke Uchiha, Sasuke said calmly. My likes, I don't have many. My dislikes are the same. He paused. My goal is to a certain man, and restore my clan. An Avenger, Kakashi thought. Kakashi turned to the last one. Next, you, blonde. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto declared proudly. My likes are ramen. My dislikes are the time it takes to cook ramen. He grinned widely. And my goal is to become Hokage. Kakashi nodded. Good. Now that we know each other, I'll clarify something. His tone shifted. You three aren't genin yet. What? Sakura and Naruto shouted in unison. Out of all the graduates, Kakashi continued casually, only 33% will actually pass. The rest will be sent back to the academy. The words sank in. Tomorrow, Kakashi went on, you'll take a survival test. If you pass, you'll officially become genin. He turned and walked toward the edge of the rooftop. Meet me at training ground 7 at 7 a.m. He paused. And don't eat breakfast, he added lightly. Unless you want to puke. Then, what is he thinking? How can he hit Sensei with those illusions? She noticed the clones moving on their own accord. Wait, these are real clones. How does he know this jutsu? If he knows it, why did he fail the graduation exam? As she observed from her hiding spot, one by one, all the shadow clones were dispersed. Naruto rushed at Kakashi, aiming a kick. Suddenly, Kakashi appeared behind him and prepared to strike. Hidden jutsu, Leaf's 1,000 years of pain. What is that jutsu? Sakura watched in horror as Kakashi's fingers poked Naruto in a very undignified spot. Her face reddened in embarrassment. What is he thinking, doing something like that to Naruto-kun? Ina roared. Naruto let out a roar of pain and rocketed toward a nearby lake. Then Kakashi disappeared from his spot. Sakura rose to her feet. Now it's my time to go and save Naruto-kun. As Sakura was about to move, she noticed Kakashi right near her. She turned to face him but found nothing. A few feet away, Sasuke lay in a pool of his own blood, raising his hand. Kura, he choked out. Kakashi, observing from his hidden spot in a tree, thought, strange. I thought she would scream. Sakura approached the fallen Sasuke and poked the corpse with her finger. Realizing it was a genjutsu, she dispelled it with a hand sign. It seems she's not the fangirl I thought she was, Kakashi mused. Then he watched her rush toward the lake where Naruto had drowned. Interesting. Let's find out how our last Uchiha fares. With that, he left to search for Sasuke. Sakura sprinted toward the lake to pull Naruto out. Without hesitation, she jumped in and swam deeper, searching for him beneath the surface. For some reason, she couldn't find Naruto anywhere. Panic seized her as her lungs began to burn, running out of air. She kicked upward and broke through the surface, gasping desperately as she filled her lungs. Without thinking, she prepared to dive back in. Hey, Sakura-chan. The voice made her freeze. She snapped her head around and saw Naruto waving at her from the shore. Relief flooded through her. She swam back to the bank and climbed out of the lake, water dripping from her clothes. "What are you doing in the lake, Sakura-chan?" Naruto asked, his own clothes still soaked. Sakura flushed. "I saw you get rocketed into the lake, so I came to help." Naruto stared at her in surprise. "Really? You came for me, Sakura-chan?" His face lit up. "That's the best thing that's ever happened to me." He jumped into the air, shouting with joy. Sakura stood there, momentarily lost in his happiness. Then Sakura suddenly remembered. "Hey, Naruto. We have to take the bells." Naruto paused, then his eyes lit up. "Then why don't we try to take the bells together? Maybe if we both get them, we can stay together, and Sasuke team won't come between us. What do you say, Sakura-chan? Together with Naruto-kun. Say yes, yes." Her inner self squealed in excitement. Sakura hesitated for a moment, then nodded. "Yeah." Naruto cheered. Right then, both their stomachs growled loudly. They froze. Both of them turned red in embarrassment. "Let's go," Sakura said quickly. They dashed off. As Naruto and Sakura rushed toward Kakashi, Naruto ran slightly ahead. Suddenly, snap! Naruto's leg triggered a trap, and he was yanked upside down into the air. But Sakura reacted instantly. She hurled a kunai and cut the rope. Naruto dropped, landing on his feet, and they continued sprinting. When they reached the clearing, Kakashi stood there calmly, reading his book. Sasuke was nowhere to be seen. Kakashi glanced at them over the edge of his book. Strange, they're working together. Did they figure out the meaning behind the test? So, Kakashi said lazily, you two decided to team up. Don't you want to include Sasuke in your little crusade? Naruto scoffed. Yeah, like that team would join us. He'd just give us his usual emo glare. Oh. Kakashi closed his book slightly. So, you're confident the two of you can take the bells from me? Both of them nodded. A few minutes later, both Naruto and Sakura were tied to the post together. They struggled against the bindings, trying to break free. Moments later, Sasuke walked up to them. Kakashi stood in front of the three, looking down at them lazily. You three failed, he said. None of you managed to take the bells. I'm sending you all back to the academy. Naruto and Sakura lowered their heads. Sasuke, however, glared at Kakashi. Naruto strained against the ropes again. Hey, at least we tried to get the bells. Sasuke didn't even do anything. Sasuke shot Naruto a sharp glare. Kakashi hummed thoughtfully, glancing at Naruto with a knowing look. Maybe if all three of you had tried together, you might have gotten the bells. Sasuke's eyes narrowed. Even then, Sasuke said coldly, one of us would still be sent back. I'm not losing my chance to become a shinobi. Yeah, like I'd let you pass. Team, Naruto shot back. Sasuke smirked. Says the loser who can't win a fight against me. Naruto's eyes flared. Take that back, team. What if I don't? Sasuke taunted. Just wait till I get out of these ropes. I'll wipe that smug look off your face with my new Ultra Super Jutsu. Dream on, Dobe. Enough. Both of you, stop it. Sakura shouted. Naruto looked at her, hurt flickering in his eyes. Sakura-chan, you're supporting that team. Sakura froze. Then she spoke quietly. If one of us has to go back to the academy, I'll go. You and Sasuke should stay as a team. Naruto, you want to become Hokage, right? Naruto stared at her, stunned. No way, he said immediately. I'm not letting that happen. Sakura blinked. Naruto continued, voice softer now. You love Sasuke, right? And, even though I know I'm annoying, you were still nice to me today. That's enough for me. Sakura's chest tightened. Sasuke eye twitched in annoyance. Ina roared. No way. Tell him the truth, idiot. You don't love that human ice cube, you love him. I know you care, Naruto said with a small smile. If you get the chance to be with that team, then I'll go back. I already failed 3 times anyway. I was just lucky to pass this time. Sakura's heart twisted. Did I really treat him that badly? Sasuke scoffed coldly. I don't care what either of you do. I'm not going back. You two are just lucky you even made it this far. His eyes narrowed. Naruto is a loser. I don't even know how he passed. And you, Sakura, you're just an annoying fangirl and a coward. Both of you would only hold me back from achieving my dream. Silence. Take that back. Naruto roared. The ropes around Naruto's body snapped under sheer force as he surged forward with a roar. In a blur, he was in front of Sasuke, fist flying toward his face. Sasuke's eyes widened for a split second, then he moved, dodging smoothly. He pivoted, fist back, aiming straight for Naruto's gut. But, grab. Kakashi appeared between them, catching both of their wrists mid-strike. That's enough, Kakashi said quietly. But the intent in his voice made the clearing go dead silent. Naruto was breathing hard, fists shaking. Sasuke clicked his tongue in annoyance. Kakashi looked from one to the other. It seems, I was mistaken. Both Naruto and Sasuke looked at him. You two don't need to go back to the academy. Their eyes widened in relief. Then Kakashi's tone turned flat. You shouldn't be allowed to become ninja at all. I'll speak with the Hokage and make sure neither of you ever joins a team, or the academy. What? Naruto shouted. You can't do that. I will become the greatest Hokage. Forget about it, Kakashi said simply. Out of you 3, Sakura is the only one with any worth to become a genin. Sakura's head snapped up. What? Kakashi continued, eyes on Naruto. You, Naruto, for a moment, you were eligible. But your behavior just now proves you aren't ready. Naruto froze. How? What does that mean? And you, Sasuke? Kakashi's gaze shifted. Sasuke's anger flared. What do you mean by that? You 3 never understood the meaning of this test. Then what's the hidden meaning? Naruto demanded. That's for you to figure out. A few minutes later, Naruto and Sasuke were tied to wooden posts. Kakashi placed a bento box in front of Sakura, untying her. Don't feed them, he ordered calmly. Lest you also fail. Then he vanished. Sakura sat alone, eating slowly. But her eyes kept drifting toward Naruto from the corner of her vision. Then she heard it. Grr. Naruto's stomach. Another growl followed. Sasuke's. They hadn't eaten since morning. Sakura looked down at the food in her hands. Her grip tightened on the box. What's the point of becoming a genin, if I can't be with Naruto-kun? Sakura stood up. I don't care if I fail. She walked toward Naruto and knelt in front of him, holding the food near his mouth. Naruto blinked at her in confusion. Open your mouth, Sakura ordered. Huh. But if you do this, you'll fail. Open it, she shouted. Naruto flinched, obeyed. She fed him half the box. Then she turned to Sasuke. Open your mouth. Sasuke turned his head away. Open it. I don't have time for this. She snapped. Sasuke hesitated, then slowly opened his mouth. She fed him the remaining food. Puff. Smoke appeared. Kakashi stood there, eye narrowed. Sakura flinched. I told you not to feed them, he said coldly. Yet you disobeyed my direct order. Sakura lowered her head. Naruto and Sakura both stared at the ground. Sasuke looked away, silent. Kakashi observed them for a long moment. You three. A pause. Pass. He gave a thumbs up, his right stretched forward, other hand on his hip. What? Naruto and Sakura shouted together. Sasuke's eyes also widened. The three looked at him for explanation. Kakashi continued. In the ninja world, those who break the rules are scum. But those who abandon their comrades are worse than scum. Silence hit. This test was never about the bells, Kakashi continued. It was about teamwork. You were supposed to cooperate. He looked at Sakura. You chose your teammates over your own safety, even if it meant failing. Then at Naruto. You worried about her failing more than yourself. Then at Sasuke. You accepted help, even when your pride didn't like it. That's why, you pass. Sakura quickly untied Naruto and Sasuke. Be here tomorrow morning at 7, Kakashi said. We'll start our first mission. He vanished in a puff of smoke. The three stood there in silence. We really passed, Naruto muttered. Then louder. We really passed. A huge smile spread across his face. Hooray! We passed. One step closer to becoming Hokage. Sasuke turned his head away. One step closer toing him. Sakura, meanwhile, was lost in pure ecstasy. I'm finally on a team with Naruto-kun. Yes. Yes. Watch it, Ino pig, little princess. Suddenly she felt someone shaking her. She snapped out of her daydream. Naruto was standing very close. Too close. If she moved even a few centimeters forward, she froze. Inner Sakura exploded. Yes. This is our chance. Grab him. Kiss him now. Sakura's face went bright red. Her knuckles cracked. You pervert. Bam. Her fist connected with Naruto's face, sending him flying across the ground. Sasuke blinked. Naruto lay there, dust rising around him. Sakura finally realized what she'd done. Ah. Her face went pale. Then, she ran. Oh. No, I hit him, sorry Naruto-kun, I didn't mean to. Sakura-chan, Naruto groaned, still on the ground. Sasuke scoffed and walked away. Kakashi was on his way to the Hokage's office to report on his team. Meanwhile, inside the Hokage's office, the other Jonin who had taken genin squads of their own had already given their reports. Team 1 failed. Team 2 failed. Team 3 failed. All the way up to Team 6, they had all failed. Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage, marked the names. These 12 will be sent back to the academy. The room fell silent as they waited for Kakashi. Minutes passed. Minutes turned into an hour. Finally, the doorknob twisted open, revealing Kakashi as he peeked his head inside. Sorry, I was helping an elderly woman. Hiruzen sighed. So, did you fail them too? Kakashi stepped fully into the room. No, Hokage-sama. They passed. A surprised gasp rippled through the room. Kakashi smiled behind his mask. Really? Kurenai asked. Yes. They are willing to work together, even though they didn't want to at first. My initial impression of them and what I saw today were completely opposite. What do you mean? Hiruzen asked. Naruto knows the shadow clone jutsu, Kakashi said. He can create an incredible number of clones, almost as if Tenkaichi combined their chakra. Even so, he doesn't understand its full potential yet. What does that mean? Kurenai asked. They share memories and experiences when they disperse, Kakashi explained. Naruto doesn't know that yet. Kurenai's eyes widened. That means he could gain years' worth of training experience in a single month. Will you tell him? Hiruzen asked, raising an eyebrow. Kakashi shook his head. No, not yet. He continued, I want him to develop teamwork first. If Naruto knew this now, he'd act on impulse and create as many clones as possible. That kind of strain could damage his mental capacity. His brain is still developing. Hiruzen nodded. A good decision, Kakashi. Now, coming to their performance, Naruto's basics need serious correction. It's going to take a lot of work. Kakashi paused before continuing. As for Sakura, she surprised me. I thought she became a ninja only because of Sasuke. We all know how she acted as a fangirl. Today, I used that against her and placed her under a genjutsu where Sasuke died, but she remained completely calm and dispelled it. That caught everyone's attention. And surprisingly, she worked well with Naruto. This surprised them all. Hiruzen smiled. It seems she's decided to take her career seriously. There's more, Kakashi said. She was about to give up her chance so Naruto and Sasuke could continue. And Naruto, in turn, decided to sacrifice himself for her. Once again, the room was filled with shock. Well, Hiruzen commented with a smile, I would expect that from young Naruto. But I didn't expect Sakura to do the same. What about Sasuke? Hiruzen pressed. Kakashi sighed. His intellect is clouded by his need to prove his superiority. He outright said he would rather not return to the academy, that he deserves to become a genin. He paused, and that he lacks the heart to sacrifice himself for the good of his team. Hiruzen frowned. That's a serious issue, Kakashi. Then why did you pass them? I'm coming to that, Hokage-sama. I tied Naruto and Sasuke to the posts and freed Sakura. I gave her a bento and ordered her not to feed them. But she fed them anyway, and both of them accepted it. If Sasuke hadn't accepted the food, I would have failed them. The room fell silent. That confirmed it for me, Kakashi continued. If molded properly, they can work as a unit. Hiruzen pondered for a moment, then nodded. But make no mistake, Kakashi. If they are unwilling, do whatever it takes to make them function as a team. Understood, Hokage-sama. Then Kurenai stepped forward. Team 8 passed, Hokage-sama. Kiba is reckless and eager to show his skills. Hinata is somewhat different. She is proud and fierce, and she doesn't tolerate theatrics. Shino is quiet and calm, true to his clan. Next, Asuma Sarutobi stepped forward. Team 10 passed as well. Since they're the new Ino Shikacho trio, they're already working well together. Though Ino keeps complaining that she isn't on a team with Sasuke. Hiruzen smiled. I'm sure the work will distract her and help her focus. Duck butt in position, came Sasuke's voice through the comm link. Cherry blossom in position. Target found, came Sakura's voice. This is Maelstrom. Seeing it, came Naruto's voice. This is Scarecrow. Be ready, Kakashi said. Next time, don't let Naruto pick the code names, Sasuke muttered through the comm. But, team, duck butt fits you really well because of your hairstyle, Naruto said smugly. Silence, Naruto. You might scare the target, Kakashi warned. Naruto-kun named me Cherry Blossom. Sakura squealed. Maelstrom, be ready to jump on my signal, Kakashi ordered. Now, came Kakashi's voice. Naruto leapt forward in a single bound. A few minutes later, Naruto was holding a black cat in his arms as it scratched his face viciously. That damn cat. How dare it mar Naruto-kun's face? Sakura raged. Finally, they reached the Hokage's office. As soon as they entered, a large woman rushed in, snatched the cat from Naruto's arms, and hugged it tightly. Sakura cheered internally. Take that, you damn cat. This is for hurting Naruto-kun's face. With that, the woman left the office. Hiruzen smiled at them. Well then, what will Team 7 be taking next? Weeding gardens. Taking an elderly woman's dog for a walk. Babysitting children. No way. Naruto shouted and sat on the floor, crossing his arms. Old man, I'm tired of these missions. I'm a ninja, not an errand boy. Naruto, don't talk to Hokage-sama like that. Sakura yelled at him. But he's still an old man, Sakura-chan, and a pervert too. Silence. A vein popped on Hiruzen's forehead as he was about to scold Naruto. He saw Naruto turn his back on him and start listing ramen flavors. Others are also listening. I have tonkatsu ramen yesterday, I am thinning of miso ramen today. Hey, I'm here, listen when I'm speaking. Hiruzen yelled. Whatever, old man. I'm not listening to you until you give us something exciting, a high-rank mission. Sorry about that, Hokage-sama, Sakura said, bowing. Hiruzen waved it off. Don't worry, Sakura-chan. Clearing his throat. What do you say, Kakashi? Kakashi eyed the three genin. I think they're ready. Maybe a real mission will give them some real-world perspective. Hiruzen nodded. Fine. Looking at a chunin, call him in. The door opened, revealing an old man wearing a pinecone-shaped hat. He eyed the genin and scoffed. These brats are supposed to guard and save me. Especially that middle one, short and looking like an idiot. Hey, who are you calling short and an idiot? Naruto shouted. As if you're 6 feet tall. Take off that hat, you're short too. Sakura giggled, imagining it in her head. They all paused and turned toward her. Sakura-chan, are you laughing at me? Naruto asked, offended. She shook her head quickly. No, I just imagined how he'd look without that hat. See, even Sakura-chan agrees. You're ridiculous, Naruto said. Tazuna-san, I suggest you don't talk down to my ninja. Even though they are genin, they are more than capable of saving you from bandits, Hiruzen said firmly. Tazuna stiffened. Sorry, Hokage-sama. Hiruzen continued, this is Tazuna, a bridge builder from the land of waves. You are to escort him to his country and guard him while he builds the bridge. We're escorting an old man. Naruto complained. You got a problem with that, brat? Tazuna snapped. Why are you asking, old man? Naruto shot back. I was expecting to save princesses from castles and fight enemies, not escort a bunch of old geezers like you. Sakura drifted into a daydream, imagining Naruto saving her the same way, and then the two of them kissing. Kakashi lightly bonked Naruto on the head. That's enough. He's our client, show some respect, even if you don't like him. Since it's afternoon, we'll start tomorrow at dawn. For now, rest and pack your things. I'll tell you what you'll need. Let's go, Kakashi motioned. He noticed Sakura wasn't moving. He waved his hand in front of her face. No response. Then he gently shook her. You alright, Sakura? Sakura's face flushed in embarrassment. I'm fine, sensei. XXX. After learning what they needed to pack from Kakashi, Team 7 strolled through the village. Hey, Sakura-chan, why don't we go eat ramen together? Naruto asked, loud enough for others to hear. Sakura froze. Then she noticed her surroundings. All the villagers were glaring at Naruto. Some of them were watching her, waiting for her response. Fear took over. She punched him across the face. Stop being annoying, Naruto. She yelled as she walked away. As if I'd ever eat with you. The villagers returned to their work, some with satisfied looks on their faces. Sasuke shook his head and walked away as well. Naruto slowly got up and continued on his way. XXX. Sakura was running alone, tears streaming down her face. Why did I have to do that? What has my Naruto-kun ever done to deserve such hate from the villagers? She stopped at their training ground and hugged her knees to her chest. A few hours passed. Then she got up and started walking toward her house. But before going home, she wanted to see Naruto one last time for the day. So she took a detour to Ichiraku. When she arrived, she froze. Sitting beside Naruto was Hinata Hyuga, laughing with him and leaning a little too close. That hussy. Sakura's fists clenched at her sides. That witch is practically glued to him. If she presses any closer, I swear. Hinata noticed Sakura approaching and gave her a small, smug look. She leaned even closer, her chest slightly pressing against Naruto's arm. Naruto shivered and shifted a bit, but Hinata closed the distance again. That only made Sakura angrier. Naruto. She called out. Oh, Sakura-chan. What are you doing here? Did you come to eat with me? Sakura paused. Chuki came out from inside. Oh, you must be Sakura, he greeted her warmly. Sakura nodded and gave a polite bow. You know, Naruto-kun always talks about you whenever he comes here. Hey, old man, don't tell her that. Naruto shouted. Oh, are you shy, Naruto-kun? Chuki teased. Dad, don't embarrass Naruto even more, Ayami said with a giggle. Sakura walked over and sat beside Naruto. Hinata felt offended at being pushed aside. She glared at Sakura. Sakura noticed and returned the glare with one just as fierce. Inner Sakura danced. See, little princess. You may be a Hyuga princess, but I am Naruto-kun's queen. So, Naruto, are you excited about tomorrow's mission going out of the village for the first time? Sakura asked. Hinata narrowed her eyes. Oh yeah, you bet it, Sakura-chan, but I don't like that old geezer. Meanwhile, Sakura shot a victory look at Hinata. Hinata's grip tightened on her bowl. The day ended quietly. As they were leaving, Naruto waved. See you tomorrow, Sakura-chan. Then he ran toward his apartment. Sakura strolled lazily toward her home. Why can't I be brave enough to express my feelings? Why do I care so much about what the village will think? She opened the door, went straight to her room, and plopped onto her bed. Sakura, come have dinner, her mother called. Sakura lifted her head. I already ate with friends, Mom. With that, she drifted off to sleep. XXX. It had been a few hours since they set out, and the entire time Naruto and Tazuna bickered non-stop, hurling insults at each other. Naruto, that's enough. Show some respect to your elders, Sakura scolded. Sakura-chan, you're siding with this old man. Naruto whined. You are being annoying, Naruto. That's it. Dark clouds practically formed over Naruto's head. As they continued walking, two chains suddenly burst from the bushes, wrapping around Kakashi and tearing him apart. Everyone froze. Two mist ninja emerged, lunging straight at them. Sakura immediately moved, placing herself in front of Tazuna, kunai clenched tightly in her hand. Naruto stood frozen, unable to move. Her eyes stayed sharp, scanning every movement. Then she saw it, one of the attackers aiming a claw directly at Naruto. Panic surged through her. Naruto. Naruto jolted, just in time to see the claw rushing toward him. Before he could react, Sasuke leapt in, kicking the ninja away. Sasuke glanced back at him with a smirk. You froze, scaredy cat. Naruto's hand clenched into a fist. Just then, Kakashi appeared from the bushes. Well done, Sasuke, he said calmly. And you too, Sakura, you protected Tazuna. Finally, his gaze shifted to Naruto. He saw the boy standing there, head lowered. Don't beat yourself up, Naruto, Kakashi said gently. It happens. Sakura noticed the look on Naruto's face. But Naruto wasn't convinced. As Kakashi went to speak with Tazuna, Sakura's gaze stayed fixed on Naruto, concern quietly settling in her chest. Kakashi's voice cut through the tension. We have a problem. It seems our client wasn't entirely honest, he said calmly. This mission is no longer C rank. It's likely B rank, possibly higher. Tazuna stiffened. Since this mission exceeds your current skill level, we'll be heading back, Kakashi continued. What happens to Tazuna will be decided by the Hokage. No way, Sasuke snapped. I'm not letting this chance slip by. This is how we get stronger. Kakashi turned to him, eye curved in mild interest. So, you want to continue? Of course. But one of our members can't, Kakashi added casually. He froze. The words hit Naruto like a blade. His fists trembled as he turned away, teeth clenched. Why am I like this? He muttered. Why can't I do anything right? Frustration burned through his chest, sharp and suffocating. Suddenly, Naruto pulled out a kunai. Naruto! Sakura shouted. Without hesitation, he drove the kunai into his palm. Blood spilled. By this blood, I swear. Naruto yelled, voice shaking but fierce. I will never freeze again. I will fight no matter what. Hey, old man, I promise you. Slap. The sound echoed. Naruto froze again, stunned, not by fear this time, but shock. Sakura stood in front of him, eyes blazing with fury, hand still raised. Idiot. She snapped. What do you think you're doing? If you want to prove yourself, then prove it with your actions, not by hurting yourself. Her voice cracked with anger and something deeper beneath it. Naruto stared at her, blood dripping from his hand, the weight of her words sinking in. Sakura quickly pulled out bandages and disinfectant from her pouch, grabbing Naruto's hand before he could protest. She began cleaning the wound carefully, though her movements were sharper than usual. You could have yourself with that stupid stunt, she scolded. It took a moment for Naruto to fully regain his senses. As the sting settled in, he looked at Sakura's clenched jaw and trembling hands, and it hit him. I'm sorry, Sakura-chan, he blurted out. I didn't mean to hurt you or scare you. She paused for just a second, then tightened the bandage and tied it off. Fine, she huffed. Just don't do anything that's stupid again. She turned away, arms crossed. That's when she noticed Sasuke staring at her, an incredulous look on his face. What do you want? She snapped. Sasuke scoffed quietly and looked away, hands in his pockets, pretending he hadn't been watching the whole thing. Naruto glanced between them, then down at his bandaged hand. This time, his resolve felt different. Quieter. Stronger. They continued on, the sounds of their footsteps filling the silence. Naruto couldn't shake the image of Sakura's face, angry, worried, focused entirely on him. His chest felt strangely light, his heart fluttering in a way he didn't quite understand. He liked it. If hurting myself makes Sakura-chan pay attention to me, I do it again. He stiffened and quickly shook his head. The memory of her hurt expression flashed through his mind, sharper than the sting in his palm. No, I can't hurt Sakura-chan by hurting myself. That thought settled deep, heavier than his earlier frustration. The rest of the journey passed in quiet. Eventually, they stopped near the shoreline. The water stretched wide and still, mist hovering just above its surface. We should wait here until my contact arrives, Tazuna said. Then we can cross. How long will that take? Kakashi asked. Probably by tomorrow morning. Kakashi nodded. All right. We'll camp here for the night. But sensei, it's still afternoon, Sakura pointed out. I know, Kakashi replied evenly. But swimming across isn't an option. She considered it for a moment, then nodded in agreement. Kakashi looked around the area and spoke up. Since we'll be staying here, I might as well teach you something useful. This is a high-ranking mission now, after all, it should help. Naruto jumped in place. What is it, sensei? Some new, cool jutsu. You aren't ready to learn any jutsu yet, Naruto, Kakashi replied. Naruto's shoulders slumped. Sasuke scoffed. Then what will you teach us, sensei? Sakura asked. Tree walking. Tree walking. Sakura frowned. What does that mean? Kakashi walked over to a nearby tree. Forming a hand seal, he placed his foot against the trunk and began walking straight up it. All of them stared in surprise. You'll need to do this, Kakashi said simply. What's the use of that? Naruto complained. We could be learning new jutsu instead. Sasuke nodded in agreement. This exercise improves chakra control, Kakashi explained. The better your chakra control, the faster you'll learn jutsu. Really? Naruto blurted out. Kakashi nodded. They probably told you in the academy about the importance of chakra control and practice. Dobe probably slept through class, Sasuke taunted. What did you say, team? Naruto snarled. Naruto tried first. The next second, he was blown straight backward. Kakashi sighed. Patience is a virtue, Naruto. You jumped before I finished explaining. He glanced toward the tree. Too much chakra, and you'll be blown away. Too little, and your feet won't stick. Naruto stood up, rubbing his head. They all began practicing. Naruto struggled the most, failing repeatedly. Sasuke had some difficulty too, but nowhere near Naruto's level. Sakura made steady progress and was already halfway up the tree. Within an hour, Sakura had mastered the exercise. Sasuke could take a few controlled steps. Naruto hadn't made any real progress. Nearby, Tazuna drank his sake, while Kakashi leaned against a tree, completely absorbed in his book. Hey, look up! Sakura called out. They followed her voice and saw her standing at the very top of the tree. Sakura-chan, you are smart as always. Naruto cheered. Blush crept across her face. Kakashi nodded in approval. Good. Keep doing it until you're exhausted. This will help increase your chakra reserves and build endurance and stamina. Sakura nodded and repeated the exercise. Below, Sasuke glared up at her, clenching his fist before pushing himself harder, climbing with renewed intensity. By evening, Sakura was completely exhausted. Sasuke had made it halfway up the tree. Naruto was still only about a quarter of the way. Sakura sat beneath a tree, resting, quietly observing both boys. When Naruto slipped and fell again, she immediately stood and walked over to him. "Here, Naruto," she said, offering her hand. "Let me help you." Naruto took it and stood up. "Lie down first," Sakura instructed. "That way, your feet can stick to the base of the tree." He did as she said. "Now channel a small amount of chakra," she continued. "Once you feel your feet sticking, remember that feeling. Try to maintain it for as long as you can. Then, slowly take one step at a time." Naruto listened closely. "After each step, stay still for a few moments," Sakura added gently. "Then repeat." Naruto looked at her with a wide grin. "Thanks, Sakura-chan. You really are a genius." Sakura quickly looked away, trying to hide the warmth rising to her cheeks. Sakura returned to sit beneath the tree, stretching her tired legs. "Nice trick back there, Sakura," Kakashi said, glancing up from his book. She blinked, then blushed softly at the compliment. "I just remembered Iruka-sensei saying that Naruto has huge chakra reserves," she explained. "I also read that people with large reserves tend to struggle more with control exercises like this." Kakashi nodded in approval. "That's right." Evening slowly settled in. Kakashi disappeared briefly to catch something to eat, and by the time he returned, the sky had darkened and the air had cooled. When the food was ready, he called them over. Naruto had made it halfway up the tree by then. Sasuke had reached almost 3/4 of the way. Both boys climbed down and joined the group. They ate quietly, the crackling fire filling the silence. After they finished, Kakashi spoke again. "We'll be taking watches tonight." Sakura looked up. "Sakura will take the last watch. She's exhausted," Kakashi continued. "Naruto, you'll take first watch. Sasuke, second. I'll take third, then Sakura." He glanced at all three of them. "This is mandatory, so get used to it." Naruto straightened slightly. "Got it." Sasuke nodded once. Sakura let out a quiet breath, relieved she'd be able to rest. Night deepened, and Sakura took the final watch. She sat alert, her gaze occasionally drifting toward the tent where Naruto slept, his breathing slow and steady. She was glad her watch was shorter than the others. Her body still ached from training, but she didn't let her focus slip. Soon, dawn crept over the horizon, soft light washing away the darkness. They packed up quickly and gathered near the shore, waiting. "Hey, old man," Naruto shouted suddenly, "where's your friend?" "Shut up, brat," Tazuna snapped. "This area is guarded by Gato. If they detect any movement on the water, he'll be caught immediately." Naruto clamped his mouth shut at once. Sasuke smirked in satisfaction. Moments later, a small boat silently emerged through the mist. Without another word, they boarded, keeping low as they crossed the water. As they moved forward, thick mist suddenly closed in around them. "Down!" Kakashi shouted immediately. Sasuke grabbed Tazuna and pulled him low. At the same time, Sakura dove down, dragging Naruto with her. Whoosh! Something sliced through the air and struck a tree nearby with a heavy thud. Sakura realized she had landed on something. She glanced down, and her face instantly flushed red. She was lying on top of Naruto, her cheek pressed against his chest, warm, heartbeat racing under her ear. For one stupid second, she wanted to stay there forever. Inner Sakura squealed in unrestrained excitement. Yes, yes, yes. She liked it. But there was no time to enjoy the moment. The intent in the air snapped her back to reality. She lifted her head just as the battle began. Kakashi clashed with the man emerging from the mist, Zabuza. Their movements were fast, deadly, water and steel colliding in a blur. For a brief moment, they seemed evenly matched. Then everything went wrong. Water surged up around Kakashi, trapping him completely. A water prison. Sakura's breath caught as she watched him immobilized. The real fight had begun. Kakashi shouted at him, ordering them to fall back and leave him behind. Naruto didn't move. No way, he yelled, planting his feet. Didn't you say it yourself? Those who break the rules are scum, but those who abandon their friends are worse than scum. Zabuza let out a low chuckle, tightening his grip on the blade. Nice words, kid, he said coldly. But they won't save you. Run or fight, it doesn't matter. I'll you all, and the bridge builder too. Yeah, like I would care. Naruto retorted. As Naruto was about to charge, a Zabuza clone suddenly kicked him, raising its massive sword to cleave him in two. Poof. Naruto disappeared in a puff of smoke. Naruto reappeared beside his team, ready to rush again, but he paused. His eyes widened as he saw 10 Zabuza clones standing across the area. Thinking fast, Naruto quickly formulated a plan with Sasuke. Sasuke grabbed a Fuma shuriken and hurled it at Zabuza. Zabuza merely taunted them, easily dodging the weapon. But then, Naruto suddenly dehenged, revealing that he had been hidden within the shuriken. In one swift motion, he threw a kunai at Zabuza, forcing him to release Kakashi. Sakura stared in awe at Naruto's quick strategy. Naruto-kun is a genius, she muttered softly. Neither Sasuke nor Tazuna noticed. The battle immediately shifted back in Kakashi's favor. Just as Kakashi was about to finish Zabuza, a mist hunter nin suddenly appeared and swiftly took Zabuza away. The genin stood frozen in shock. Whoa, Kakashi-sensei, Naruto said, stunned. Who was that? He didn't even look older than us. Sakura nodded in agreement. Kakashi staggered slightly. There are many young shinobi, who are stronger than me, he said. Hunter nin are trained for precision rather than flashy techniques. With that, Kakashi collapsed unconscious. Sakura rushed forward and knelt beside him, quickly checking his condition. She let out a relieved sigh. He's exhausted, but it's nothing dangerous. Tazuna spoke up, concern clear in his voice. Come. My house is only half a mile away. He can rest there. Everyone nodded. Naruto formed a hand sign. Shadow clone jutsu. 2 shadow clones appeared beside him, and together they carefully lifted Kakashi. With their sensei carried between them, the team set off toward Tazuna's house, the tension of the battle finally easing. That thought frightened both Tazuna and Sakura. Right now, Naruto and Sasuke were practicing tree walking, while Kakashi was recuperating nearby, his attention buried in that book of his. What does that book even have, she wondered, that he digs his head into it all the time. Maybe I should look into it too, if it's that good, maybe I'll buy one myself. Since she had already mastered tree walking, Kakashi had ordered her to guard Tazuna. If Gato sent any bandits, she was to take him out. If only Naruto-kun finished his practice sooner, she thought, he could join me here. The day passed quietly. To her relief, no bandits or missing nin came to hinder them. Later, she noticed Tazuna arguing with one of the workers. On their way home, she asked, "What were you arguing about?" Tazuna sighed. People are living in fear of Gato, what he might do to their families if they continue to defy him. That worker said he won't be coming from tomorrow. What? Sakura asked, worried. But how can you build the bridge with less manpower? Someone has to do it, Tazuna replied grimly. If we don't, our future will be gone. They continued their walk in silence. As they walked, Sakura noticed the state the land of waves was in. She kept moving forward, hoping, with everything she had, that they would stop Gato once and for all. XXX. They all gathered to eat dinner. Naruto excitedly talked about how far he had progressed in tree walking and how they would finish the bridge and stop Gato. Stop it. A sharp, childish voice cut through the room. They all turned to see a boy around 7 or 8 years old, Inari, staring at them with anger burning in his eyes. You should just leave if you want to save your lives, Inari said bitterly. You can't stop Gato. Naruto waved it off casually. Don't worry, kid. We'll stop him. Gato can't do anything to us, we're ninja. Inari snapped. You make me sick, he yelled. You keep shouting about stopping Gato like some kind of hero. You probably grew up without ever suffering. I won't be like you. Sakura flinched, her face tightening as memories of everything Naruto had endured flashed through her mind. Silence filled the room. Naruto suddenly slammed his hand onto the table. Me too, brat, he said sharply. And I'm glad I'm not a whining crybaby. I'm glad I'm not a coward like you. I'll fight, even if I die doing it. But I'll never be like you. Tears spilled from Inari's eyes. I hate you, he screamed before running out of the room. Inari, come back here and apologize. Tsunami called after him. But Inari didn't return. Same to you, kid, Naruto muttered, standing up and leaving his dinner untouched as he walked out. Naruto, come back, Sakura cried, rising to follow him. Don't, Kakashi said calmly. She paused. Leave him for now, Kakashi continued. He needs time to let it out. Sakura hesitated, then nodded reluctantly. Tazuna looked at Kakashi, confused. What's with that kid? Why did he get so emotional and angry over this? We're used to Inari's complaints. Kakashi let out a quiet sigh. What can I say, Naruto isn't exactly liked in our village. They all looked at him. He grew up with no support, no parents, no friends, Kakashi continued. All his life, he's been alone and hated for something he never did. Shock rippled through the room. He took that hatred and disdain, Kakashi said calmly, and turned it into determination. He decided that one day he would become Hokage, so the villagers would have no choice but to acknowledge and respect him. They were stunned. But why would anyone hate a child? Tsunami asked softly. Kakashi fell silent. Sakura spoke hesitantly. Sensei, is there a reason why he's hated? I've seen it. Whenever Naruto walks through the streets, people look away. Kakashi didn't answer. Does it have something to do with his parents? Sakura continued. Were they traitors to the village? Is that why people hate him? Her eyes filled with anger. But how could they do that? Even if his parents were traitors, how could they place those sins on him? He doesn't even know who they are. Kakashi shook his head. No, Sakura. Naruto's parents weren't traitors. She looked up sharply. They were great shinobi, Kakashi said quietly. They sacrificed themselves for the village. They are heroes of Konoha. That only fueled her rage. Then the village spat on the graves. She whispered. She paused. Wait. You said heroes. Her eyes widened as realization struck. The only hero we've ever been taught about, Sakura said slowly, is the Yondaime Hokage. We learned that he died 12 years ago, saving the village from the Kyuubi. Kakashi felt sweat bead beneath his mask. Damn it, I shouldn't have said, hero. She's too sharp. Sakura gaze hardened. What are you hiding, sensei? Her voice trembled. Don't tell me, Naruto is the Yondaim's son. Sasuke scoffed. You're thinking too much. But even if that Dobe really is the Yondaim's son, he isn't living up to the name. He crossed his arms. Even in the Uchiha clan, the Yondaime is spoken of highly. Sakura shot back, well, if you had no one to guide you or teach you properly, you'd end up like Naruto too. Sasuke grunted in response. She then looked straight at Kakashi. You still didn't answer my question about Naruto being the Yondaime Sama's son. If he is, then this village has been ungrateful to him. Kakashi said nothing. Sakura exhaled slowly. Then I'll take that as a yes. Kakashi grimaced. Hokage-sama will want my head now. Does Naruto know? Sakura asked quietly. Kakashi sighed. By order of the Hokage-sama, I can't speak about it. If you want to know, you might try your luck. And I'm ordering you both not to speak of it, this is an S-class secret. So it's true, Sakura said. Kakashi bit his tongue. They finished dinner in silence. Later, Sakura decided to bring Naruto back, so she headed into the forest. There, she saw Naruto practicing tree walking. She watched him for a few minutes, he was close to mastering it. Deciding that Naruto needed to rest for the day, she stepped forward. Naruto, she called. Naruto turned and saw Sakura standing there, arms crossed. Sakura, what are you doing here? What am I doing here? She scoffed. Making sure you don't do anything stupid. Now come down. We're going back, she ordered. No, I still have some training to do, Naruto said, remaining on the tree. Sakura walked up to the trunk and grabbed his ear. Now you're coming back with me, she demanded. She dragged him down. Ouch, Sakura. That hurts. Naruto cried out. She stopped and glared at him. You are coming. Naruto nodded reluctantly. XXX. Sakura, Sasuke, and Kakashi arrived at the bridge, just as Kakashi had anticipated that Zabuza might strike today. As soon as they stepped onto the bridge, thick mist had already enveloped the area, making it impossible to see what lay ahead. All of you, stay on guard. He's here, Kakashi warned, pulling out his kunai. Immediately, Sasuke and Sakura followed suit, drawing their weapons. Sakura positioned herself in front of Tazuna, ready to protect him. A dark chuckle echoed from all directions. You recovered quickly, Zabuza, Kakashi commented. Hand over the bridge builder, Kakashi. Maybe then I'll let you all leave alive, Zabuza taunted. Last I remember, you stood no chance. You were only still alive because of your little hunter friend, Kakashi replied coolly. The same trick won't work twice, Hitaki, Zabuza growled. Zabuza stepped forward, and the hunter nin moved as well, but Sasuke blocked his path. Your fight is with me. Sakura moved closer to Tazuna, fully prepared to defend him. Within minutes, the bridge became a battlefield. Sakura observed both Sasuke's and Kakashi's fights closely. For the most part, it seemed like Sasuke and the hunter nin were evenly matched. But as she continued to watch, the battle suddenly took a turn for the worse. Somehow, the hunter nin trapped Sasuke inside an ice dome along with himself. Tension gripped Sakura's chest as she watched. She hoped Sasuke would be fine. If only Naruto-kun were here. Just as she thought that, an orange blur burst onto the scene. Behold! The great Uzumaki Naruto is here. Naruto announced loudly. Relief washed over Sakura's face. Hey, Sakura-chan. Where's that team? Naruto asked. Sakura pointed toward the ice dome. Without thinking, Naruto jumped straight in. Part of her thought it was amazing. Another part of her thought it was incredibly dumb, and the argument that immediately broke out inside the dome confirmed her suspicions. "You're an idiot, Naruto," Sasuke snapped. "I came to help you, team, and you're just being ungrateful." Naruto shot back. "Idiot. If you wanted to help me, you could have done it from outside. Now we're both stuck here," Sasuke shouted. Sakura and Tazuna both had massive sweat drops. "Your blonde friend seems to be a real knucklehead," Tazuna muttered. Sakura nodded absent-mindedly. "Yeah, but he's my sweet knucklehead." For a moment, silence reigned. Only the distant clang of kunai and sword from Kakashi's and Zabuza's battle could be heard. Then screams of pain rang out, from Naruto and Sasuke. After that, everything went silent. "Sasuke, Sasuke, Sasuke." Naruto's cries echoed, soaring toward the heavens. Then Sakura heard the hunter nin speak. "He died to save a comrade. That is honorable." Her breath hitched. "Sasuke is dead, and he died to save Naruto." She clenched her fists. "All this time, I thought he was some heartless jerk. I really misjudged him. I'm no better than the villagers," she thought bitterly. "I'm sorry, Sasuke." Reality struck her all at once. Naruto was still in danger. She stepped forward, ready to jump in and save him, but before she could move, the air itself changed. A massive intent crashed over her, thick and suffocating. Heat pulsed through the mist. Burning orange chakra surged, visible even to her. The ice began to melt. Her knees buckled under the pressure. The intent felt like pure hatred, tangible, bitter, like poison on her tongue. No, it was worse. It felt as though her entire body had taste receptors, overwhelmed by it. "It's Naruto-kun's," she whispered. "What is that power Naruto-kun is using?" Then she noticed the change in Naruto's face. His whisker marks darkened and thickened as a red chakra flared around him. In a blur of speed, Naruto blitzed the hunter nin, smashing his fist across the man's face and shattering the mask. But Naruto didn't stop. He began to beat him senseless. The sight was horrifying. For the first time, fear gripped her, fear of Naruto himself. She stumbled back a step, her breath catching as dread settled in her chest. As Naruto raised his hand to deliver the final blow, she snapped out of her stupor. "Naruto!" She cried out, her voice echoing across the bridge. Naruto froze. His fist stopped just inches from the missing nin's heart. Slowly, he snapped his head toward her. Sakura flinched as she noticed his full features. He had red, slit eyes. Naruto dropped the hunter nin. He took a step toward her. She stepped back. "Naruto!" She cried out, even louder. He took another step, but this time calmly, observing her expression. "Naruto, snap out of it." Then the chakra surrounding him faded. His whisker marks thinned, and his eyes returned to normal. Naruto blinked, regaining his senses. He noticed Sakura looking at him with fear. That sight churned his heart. "Sakura-chan," he called out, his voice hollow. "Naruto," she said again. "I'm sorry for scaring you, Sakura," he apologized, lowering his head. Sakura let out a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. "I'm fine, Naruto." Then Naruto turned towards Sasuke's collapsed form. Sakura rushed to Sasuke, Tazuna following. She knelt and checked his pulse. She sighed in relief. "He's alive, Naruto." The sadness in Naruto's chest faded. He turned to look for the hunter nin. But he was already gone. They lifted their eyes and saw Kakashi's hand impaling the hunter nin. Soon, an argument erupted between Naruto and Zabuza. You bastard. You dare to hurt him even more. Naruto roared. Zabuza snorted. He was a tool. Naruto stiffened. A tool, a tool. That's what you think of him, you ungrateful bastard. He shouted. Sakura stood frozen. Why was he so fixated on an enemy's death? He loved you and died for you. Naruto roared. And this is how you repay him. You are naive, brat, Zabuza grunted. Shinobi are tools meant to be used and discarded. No. Naruto shouted. That's a lie. Bastards like you say that to justify using others. You're a coward. Realization dawned on Sakura. She finally understood what Naruto truly was. He even mourned his enemies. That was why he shouted about becoming Hokage, because he valued people, not power. I'm proud to love you, Naruto-kun, she thought, tears welling in her eyes. Despite being hated, you still want to protect the village. If your father could see you now, he would be proud to call you his son. Then she saw Gato arrive with a horde of bandits. Gato mocked Haku openly. Before anyone could react, Zabuza moved, cutting down every bandit in his path and finally Gato himself, a kunai ending his life. Sakura froze. She saw tears streaming down Zabuza's face. He isn't cruel, she realized. He cared for that hunter nin. What is his name? Naruto asked quietly. Haku, Zabuza replied. Naruto's face fell. If only we'd met under better circumstances, we could have been friends, Haku. Sakura gasped softly. Naruto continued, his voice heavy. Even when you could have us, you didn't. Maybe, this is what it means to love someone to death. Naruto-kun. A week later, Team 7 stood on the bridge, ready to depart. The people of the Land of Waves had gathered to see him off. Sakura noticed Inari, tears streaming down his face as he apologized to them. Then she saw Naruto crying too. Her heart fluttered at the sight. With that, they left the country. The journey back to Konoha was quiet. Naruto walked ahead with Kakashi, pestering him non-stop about teaching them new jutsu, while Kakashi ignored him completely, his attention buried in his book. A few feet behind them, Sasuke and Sakura walked side by side. Thanks, Sakura said suddenly. Sasuke glanced at her. For saving Naruto in the dome, without caring that you might die, she added. Sasuke grunted in response. I'm sorry, she said. For what? He asked. All this time, I thought you were some heartless, selfish jerk, she admitted, her tone apologetic. Sasuke scoffed. As if I care what you think of me. Sakura's eye twitched. Just when I was starting to get a good impression of you, you jerk. HN. With that, she walked ahead, leaving him behind. Naruto slowed his pace when Kakashi continued to ignore him. Giving up, he drifted back and began walking beside Sasuke. Meanwhile, Sakura moved forward and matched Kakashi's pace. Every now and then, she glanced at the book in his hands. Kakashi noticed her curiosity. Is there something you wanted to ask, Sakura? What's that book you're always reading? She asked. Oh, this book, Kakashi said. It's written by a great man. These are the greatest books in shinobi history. Really? Sakura mused. Maybe I should get one for myself. Kakashi let out a perverted giggle. Sure, Sakura. These books help a lot. Sakura bowed politely. Thank you, sensei. The moment after reporting to Hokage-sama, I'll head to the bookshop. Kakashi froze at the mention of the Hokage. Now I need to make up a speech about how I slipped out without getting Hokage-sama to me. Great job, Sakura. You ruined my reading time. Behind him, the three genin walked side by side, unaware of Kakashi's ongoing plight. XXX. Hokage office. Team 7 finished reporting their mission. Just as the genin were about to leave, Sakura stayed behind when Naruto called out to her. You go, Naruto, she said. Shrugging, he left. Now only the Hokage, Kakashi, and Sakura remained in the room. Is there something you wanted to ask, Sakura-chan? Hiruzen asked gently. Sakura nodded. Kakashi took a step back, realizing what was coming. Her eyes stayed on Minato's portrait for a few seconds. Is Naruto the son of Yondaime-sama? Silence fell over the room. Hiruzen choked on his smoke and shot a sharp glare at Kakashi. Kakashi immediately shook his head. Restraining his anger, Hiruzen spoke. What made you think that, Sakura-chan? Sakura explained what had happened with Inari. Hiruzen turned his glare back to Kakashi. I didn't mean to, Hokage-sama, Kakashi said quickly. When his parents were called traitors, I slipped up. Hiruzen let out a long sigh. Yes, Sakura, he said quietly. Naruto is indeed the son of Minato Namikaze, the Yondaime Hokage. Sakura's fists clenched. Then why was it hidden? Hokage-sama, this village showed its true colors by treating his son like he was nothing. Hiruzen lowered his head. There were reasons it was kept secret, he said heavily. Minato had many enemies. If word had spread that Yondaime's legacy lived on in the form of an infant, imagine what would have happened. Other villagers would not have stopped until they'd him. I couldn't let it happen. Sakura nodded. But I think Yondaime would be proud to have Naruto as his son, she added softly. Hiruzen raised an eyebrow. Is there any particular reason you're saying that? Sakura recounted the conversation between Zabuza and Naruto. A small smile appeared on Hiruzen's face. It seems Naruto has inherited the will of fire from Shodai-sama. But Sakura, Hiruzen said, his expression turning serious again, you shouldn't tell anyone about this until Naruto is strong enough. This must remain a secret. Sakura frowned. Maybe you should tell him personally, Hokage-sama, and order him not to speak of it. Hiruzen sighed. I've thought of that, but knowing Naruto, he might slip it out on impulse, as you've seen how Kakashi did. Sakura let out a soft sigh. Thank you for clarifying, Hokage-sama. XXX. Sakura's face burned red with embarrassment as she held the Ika book in her hands, reading a few stolen pages in her bedroom. She imagined 100 ways of beating Kakashi. That pervert, she growled. Flashback. She remembered the shopkeeper at the bookstore asking, aren't you too young to read these? Sakura shook her head. My sensei told me these are great books, so I'm buying it. Who is your sensei? The shopkeeper asked. Kakashi Hatake, you know, the man with silver hair. The shopkeeper nodded. Yeah, I know him. He's a regular. Really? She asked. Since you're a shinobi, you're considered an adult, so I'm letting you buy the book, he said. Sakura nodded and paid for it. Flashback ended. She shook her head, still blushing. Maybe we could use them when Naruto-kun becomes ours, her inner voice suggested. Sakura's face turned beet red, and a slight drool appeared at the corner of her lips. She shook her head furiously. You want to make Naruto-kun think of us as perverts. She shot back at herself. Did you forget he made a jutsu called Harem Jutsu, where he turns into a female version of himself? Her inner voice reminded her. Sakura paused, then slowly nodded. Maybe. So stop acting all proper and just continue reading, her inner self urged. Somehow, Sakura obeyed, and ended up reading the whole book straight through, without sleeping. XXX. The next morning, Sakura arrived at the usual training spot. Good morning, Sakura-chan. Your eyes are red. Didn't you sleep well? Naruto asked with concern. Her face immediately flushed red as she remembered the book. She stayed silent. The three of them sat in awkward silence. 3 hours later, Kakashi arrived. Sakura glared daggers at him, her fists clenched. You pervert! She roared, rushing to strike him. Sasuke and Naruto froze in shock. Kakashi easily dodged. What happened, Sakura? He asked. You made me read that book. She growled. Aren't you the one who asked? Kakashi replied, a hint of amusement in his voice. Sakura's face turned even redder, but she quickly shot back. I thought the book was something about a shinobi. I asked you what it was, and you never said what it was about. And I bought it. A glint appeared in Kakashi's eye. So, you read it fully. That's why your eyes are red. Sakura froze, her expression darkening. If you ever say anything about it, you'll regret it. Kakashi merely nodded. Hey, what are you talking about? Naruto shouted, completely bewildered. Naruto pointed a finger at Kakashi, eyes wide. Don't tell me you gave her some special secret training without giving us any. Sakura froze. Kakashi chuckled. Yes, super special training. Helps her career as a kunoichi. Sakura glared daggers at him. Then why don't you give us some too? Naruto shot back. Sasuke nodded in agreement. Kakashi opened his mouth to reply. But Sakura cut him off, preventing any further embarrassment. Are you both even kunoichi? She snapped at Naruto and Sasuke. They shook their heads. Fine. Don't ask about it, she warned, still glaring. And you, she said, pointing at Kakashi, leave it now. She demanded. Kakashi nodded, coughing lightly. Well, I have great news for you three. I've enrolled you in the upcoming Chunin exams, which will start in a few weeks. Really? Naruto yelled, jumping at Kakashi and hugging him tightly. Kakashi gently released him. If you want to participate, you need to go to the academy. Room 302. XXX. The three genin walked through the streets of Konoha, when they suddenly felt someone following them. Naruto stopped and called out, Konohamaru, you know rocks aren't squares. Sasuke smirked. Well, who would have known Naruto knows the difference between rocks and squares? Shut up, team. Naruto shot back. The rock burst into smoke, revealing three kids. What are you doing here, Konohamaru? Naruto asked. Wanna play ninja boss? Konohamaru said eagerly. Ninja. Sakura blurted out. Konohamaru looked at her curiously. Who's she, boss? Your girlfriend. Sakura melted internally. Yes. Yes. Her inner self squealed. Naruto shook his head. Good. Konohamaru continued loudly. Boss, she's too ugly for you, and her chest is as flat as a wooden board. The air instantly turned cold. Naruto felt it and slowly turned to see Sakura cracking her knuckles. Sakura, along with Naruto and Sasuke, entered the exam hall. The moment they stepped inside, they felt an intent directed at them. Ignoring it, they pushed the feeling aside and took their seats. Then she heard someone calling out to them loudly. Sakura spotted teammate, Kiba, Shino, and Hinata. For some reason, Hinata unzipped her coat, revealing her mesh shirt underneath. The moment Sakura's eyes landed on Hinata, she felt anger rising within her as Hinata walked over to Naruto and started talking to him, laughing and leaning a little too close. How is my new look, Naruto-kun? Hinata asked, acting shy. Sakura glaring at Hinata. That witch is a good actress. She might give Yuki Fujikaze a run for her money. Hinata stepped back, giving Naruto a full view. Naruto nodded. It's good, Hinata. Really. Thanks, Naruto-kun. She gave him a side hug. Sakura clenched her hand. That witch, how dare she? Just as she was about to do something, she suddenly heard another screech. Sasuke-kun. When she turned, she saw Ino hugging Sasuke from behind, her hands wrapped around his neck. Then Ino gave Sakura a taunting look. Sakura's eye twitched. Now fangirl mode. She rushed forward and pushed Ino away. Get off him, Ino pig. Do you have a problem, forehead? Ino taunted. Yes, you pig. Pigs aren't allowed here. Ino scoffed, turning her head. It seems your heavy forehead has mushed your brain. What did you say, pig? Oh, are you deaf too? I'm saying your huge forehead has mushed your brain. She yelled out loud, loud enough for even the genin from other villages to hear. Hey, don't talk about Sakura-chan like that. Naruto yelled. Sakura smiled to herself. Ino looked at Naruto. Yeah. What will you do, Naruto? Would you hit a pretty girl? She asked, striking a pose and winking at him. Sakura's vein throbbed. Showing your true colors, aren't you, pig? Huh. Why would I hit Sakura-chan? Naruto asked, confused. Sakura's lips twitched before she burst into laughter. Ino's eyes blazed with fire. I'm talking about me, you idiot. Naruto scoffed. Yeah, as if I would care. If you think you're pretty, then you're not, because Sakura-chan is the prettiest. Sakura dissolved into full-blown laughter. Hinata scowled, her gaze fixed on Sakura. Kiba was howling with laughter. Ino looked ready to charge at Naruto. But was interrupted. The proctor arrived and began the exam. Sakura was worried about Naruto. She knew too well that he wasn't the best at theory or written tests. Then came the 10th question. The proctor threatened them, if they answered the question wrong, they would remain genin forever. Sakura grew even more concerned for Naruto. I can't let Naruto-kun's dream of becoming Hokage be snuffed out. I'll give up. As she was about to raise her hand, she saw Naruto raise his instead. What? He's giving up. Then Naruto suddenly stood on the bench, one leg on the desk. Shoot. I'm ready. Even if I have to stay a genin for the rest of my life, I'll still become Hokage. I'll be your boss. Wasn't the first Hokage just a genin when the village was formed? And he still became Hokage. Bring it on. Sakura pondered his words. It was true, during the second Hokage's reign, the ranks of genin, chunin, and jonin were established. Who knows? Naruto-kun can even hit with factual knowledge, she thought, giggling softly. Soon the second proctor entered with a scene. And ordered them to come to training ground 44. XXX. They were all standing in front of training ground 44 as the other genin arrived at the location. This forest really creeps me out, Sakura said. Of course it does, the proctor, Anko Mitarashi, announced. It's also called the Forest of Death, and soon you'll find out why. Then Naruto placed his hands on his hips and struck a weird pose, imitating the proctor. This forest is called the Forest of Death. Soon enough, you'll find out why. Sakura's face reddened in embarrassment. You think this will scare me, lady? Naruto shouted. Then a kunai whistled past Naruto, slightly cutting his cheek. Anko appeared behind him, licking the blood from his cheek with a grin. Sakura's anger flared, a slighting intent leaking from her. From the other side, Hinata activated her Byakugan, glaring at the proctor. A few minutes later, they were inside the Forest of Death. Their mission was to obtain another scroll. Sakura was hiding inside a hollow tree trunk with the unconscious Sasuke and Naruto. They had been attacked by Orochimaru. Naruto had been blown away during the fight, and Sasuke had saved her. Right now, she was tending to both Naruto and Sasuke, who still hadn't regained consciousness. Sakura laid Naruto in her lap, gently ruffling his hair while observing Sasuke now and then. Sakura had laid traps around the area so no one could ambush them, but her hopes were thwarted. 3 sound genin attacked. They were here to Sasuke. Give us the Uchiha, one of them sneered. Maybe we'll let you live. Sakura scowled. As if I would do that. They stepped forward. Suddenly, a massive log hurtled toward them at full force. One of the sound genin raised his hand, and the log split cleanly in 2. Sakura's eyes widened in shock. She gripped a kunai tightly, positioning herself in front of her teammates, ready to defend them with her life. But she was outmatched. 3 against 1, it was too much. The girl lunged forward and grabbed Sakura by the hair in a vicious grip, yanking her back. At the same time, one of the boys moved toward the tree trunk where Naruto and Sasuke lay unconscious. Sakura's heart pounded. Without hesitation, she slashed her own hair with a kunai, cutting it short and freeing herself from the girl's grip. Before the girl could react, Sakura pivoted and drove her kunai into the girl's thigh, then slashed her arm. The girl screamed and collapsed to the ground, clutching her wounds. That only enraged the other 2. They turned toward Sakura, intent flaring in their eyes, ready to end her. Soon, Rock Lee arrived to help her, but he was struck by a powerful sound wave that rendered him useless in the situation. Moments later, Team 10 appeared. Their assistance helped, but only barely. Shikamaru managed to restrain the enemies for a short while, buying them precious seconds. Just as all hope seemed lost, they felt it, a dark, suffocating aura. They turned. Sasuke stood there, black markings spreading across his face and neck, his eyes cold and unhinged. He vanished in a blur and reappeared in front of one of the sound genin, Zaku. Sasuke grabbed his arm and twisted it back violently, ready to snap it. Sasuke, stop! Sakura cried out. But Sasuke didn't stop. He continued his assault, his expression devoid of mercy. Sakura rushed forward and slapped him hard across the face. Snap out of it. We need to get to the tower. Sasuke glared at her, fury burning in his eyes. But slowly, he stopped. The sound genin, shaken and injured, threw them the required scroll. Without another word, they retreated. Soon after, Team 7 and Team 10 made their way to the tower together. After reporting what had happened, and their encounter with Orochimaru, Kakashi took Sasuke away to seal the cursed mark. Sensei, will Sasuke be okay? Sakura asked, worry evident in her voice. Kakashi nodded slowly. I hope so. I did what I could. 3 days passed. Now, the preliminary matches were about to begin. One by one, the battles concluded. Naruto had already won his match against Kiba, in some strange, unpredictable way that left half the audience embarrassed and the other half laughing. Then the screen rolled again. Hinata Hyuga vs. Sakura Haruno. Sakura stiffened. She turned her head, and met Hinata's gaze. Hinata was smirking. There was something sharp in her pale eyes. Menace. Sakura felt a flicker of offense, and something else. Good luck, Sakura-chan. Naruto cheered from the stands, flashing her an encouraging grin. Her heart skipped. Her morale surged instantly. She smiled back at him before stepping toward the arena floor. The crowd quieted. Two kunoichi stood opposite each other. Pink hair against midnight blue. Green eyes against pale Byakugan. The proctor raised his hand. Begin. Neither of them moved. The arena felt tense. Hinata's lips curved into a faint smirk. This is the time we settle things, Pinky. Sakura's eyes narrowed. What do you mean by that? You know exactly what I mean, Hinata replied calmly. You don't deserve him. Sakura kept her composure, feigning confusion. Sorry, I don't understand what you're talking about. Up in the stands, murmurs began. Why haven't they started yet? Naruto asked, blinking in confusion. Sasuke, who had already pieced it together, let out a quiet smirk. What is it, team? Naruto demanded. Watch, Sasuke said simply. Back in the arena, Hinata's expression hardened. Don't you think I know? You love him. You've hidden behind that Sasuke fangirl act and fooled everyone, but not me, Haruno. Sakura's eyes widened for a split second. In the stands, Ino tilted her head. What is Hinata talking about? Realization dawned on Sakura. Sakura exhaled slowly. So what will you do about it, little princess? She shot back. Hinata's pale eyes sharpened. As I said, she stated firmly, you don't deserve Naruto-kun. Who are you to say that? Sakura shot back, her voice sharp. Wait, what's happening down there? Ino pointed from the stands. This is getting interesting, Kakashi muttered, eye curving slightly. Hinata's smug expression didn't falter. Because unlike you, she said steadily, I don't hide behind a mask. You were always afraid of what the villagers would think, afraid of your reputation. And because of that, you hurt him. You ignored him. You pretended he didn't matter. The arena fell into dead silence. Even the Jonin and Genin from other villages leaned forward, sensing something far deeper than a simple match. Hiruzen's eyes widened. Naruto, however, blinked in confusion. Huh. Sakura lowered her head. For a moment, she said nothing. You're right, she admitted quietly. I was afraid. Afraid of what others would think. Afraid of ruining my image. A murmur rippled through the crowd. Then she lifted her head. Fire burned in her emerald eyes. But not anymore. She clenched her fist. No more pretending. No more hiding behind an act. I don't care what anyone thinks anymore. She snapped her gaze toward the stands. Naruto. She called out. Why yeah, Sakura-chan. Naruto replied, still completely lost. The entire arena held its breath. Listen to me carefully. Sakura's voice rang through the entire arena. I love you. I've loved you since the academy days. All this time I was too scared. Scared of the whispers, scared of losing face, scared to admit, I was wrong about everything. She took a deep breath, but I'm done hiding. From now on, no more pretending. I know it's hard to trust me after everything, but I'll prove it. I'll do anything. My love is real, and I'm not running anymore. The stadium fell into stunned silence. Naruto blinked. Once. Twice. His brain completely short-circuited. Sakura-chan. He instinctively took a step backward. Gasps echoed from every corner of the arena. Ino's jaw dropped. Kiba nearly fell off the railing. Even the proctor forgot to breathe. Hinata's expression hardened. Do you really think, she said coldly, that a simple, I love you, will erase years of hurting him? Her voice trembled, not with fear, but with emotion held back for too long. She turned sharply toward Naruto. Naruto-kun, I loved you from the very beginning. And unlike her, I was never afraid to admit my feelings. Silence pressed down over the arena like a weight. All eyes shifted to Naruto. Two confessions. Two different kinds of love. One stunned blonde boy standing in the middle of it. Naruto looked from Sakura to Hinata. His heart was pounding so loudly he was sure everyone could hear it. For the first time in his life, he didn't know what to say. Realization dawned on Naruto. Somebody please tell me this isn't some prank by the old man for using sexy jutsu on him. From the top, Hiruzen coughed. It's not a prank, Naruto-kun, Sakura said. I really love you. I'll prove it. Shut up, you whore. Hinata roared. I love you, Naruto-kun. The confession was too much for Naruto. His eyes rolled back, and he fell to the ground unconscious. Naruto! Sakura cried out as she moved to run toward him. The proctor called out, if you leave, you will be disqualified. Sakura clenched her fists. Don't worry, Sakura. He's fine. Just the thought of two girls proposing to him made him faint, Kakashi giggled. Sakura knew that giggle too well. Don't you dare imagine anything, you pervert. She roared. Oh my gosh, Kakashi. Kurenai. Your students have such bright, burning flames of youth. Guy bellowed enthusiastically. Kurenai's face reddened at Guy's exuberant declaration. Beside him, Neji shook his head in embarrassment. Temari face-palmed. Is Konoha really the strongest? Kankuro laughed out loud. Lee nodded enthusiastically. Yes, Guy-sensei. Naruto has the brightest flames of youth ever. Getting confessed to by two girls isn't an easy feat. Tenten sighed and took a step away from them. Kiba burst out laughing, clutching his sides. Oh man, who would have thought? If being as awful as Naruto means I get all the girls fighting over me, sign me up for the idiot life. Two pairs of murderous eyes snapped toward him instantly. Shut up, dog breath, Hinata and Sakura said in perfect unison, voices low and lethal. Or I'll castrate you and feed 'em to cats. Kiba yelped, Akamaru whining as he hid in Kiba's jacket. Hinata whirled back to Sakura, veins bulging on her forehead. You decided to steal not only my man, but my lines too, you whore. Dream on, hussy. Sakura shot back, cracking her knuckles. He's not yours just because you bark the loudest. Asuma exhaled smoke slowly. Well, this escalated. Kurenai pinched the bridge of her nose. Teenagers. Naruto, having recovered from the shock, slowly rose to his feet, still groggy. Kakashi-sensei, I just had a weird dream where Sakura-chan and Hinata confessed that they love me. Kakashi's visible eye curved into a smile. Naruto, for your information, it wasn't a dream. Really? Does that mean Sakura-chan loves me? Isn't that what he just said, Dobe? Sasuke taunted. Naruto turned sharply, ready to fire back. Wait, forehead. Ino suddenly yelled. Years ago, I asked you about your crush. You didn't tell me anything, but you gave me a hint. You said that boy sits on the swing at the academy. So what? Sakura asked, confused. That day, I saw Sasuke on the swing. So I thought you loved Sasuke-kun too. Sakura scoffed. Yeah, as if I would love him. Then realization dawned on Sakura as well. Wait, pig. Naruto is the only boy I know who always sits on the academy swing. I thought you loved Naruto-kun too. And you were acting like a Sasuke fangirl just like me. Ino snorted. Please. I'd rather stay single. Sakura glared at her. Wait, Ino pig. I'll deal with you later. First, I need to take care of this little princess. Hinata mocked. Pinky saying, I love you, now means nothing. I never hid my feelings or treated him badly, unlike you, who, afraid of what these pathetic villagers would think. She spat the words out. Hinata, that's enough. You've crossed a line, Kurenai reprimanded sharply from the stands. Hinata gave a sarcastic smile. Oh, sensei. Then tell me, what should I call them? The people who treated an orphan like he was a taboo, like a monster. What crime did a child commit? Her voice rose. That's why I call them pathetic. Tell me, sensei, would you accept such unfair treatment? She shook her head herself. No, you wouldn't. None of you would. The arena fell into heavy silence. Then Hinata's gaze shifted to Hiruzen. Hokage-sama, wasn't it within your power to stop what Naruto went through? Her voice was no longer mocking, it was cutting. You say the village is your family, so why did one of your children grow up alone and hated? Hey! Naruto yelled. Don't call the old man pathetic. Sure, he's old, but he isn't pathetic. Kakashi facepalmed. Naruto. Sakura called out. You don't need to add more fuel to the fire. She shook her head, exasperated. Then she turned toward Hinata. And you, little princess, don't you dare speak about Hokage-sama like that. Hinata scoffed. Whatever. After all, he's well versed in sacrificing others to maintain peace. Just like how he sacrificed my uncle because he couldn't outmaneuver the Raikage politically. Neji flinched at the memory. Hiruzen's expression turned somber. Hinata, digging into the past won't help anyone now. Hinata smiled sweetly. It helps, Hokage-sama. Would you try to stop me if I only spoke of your greatness? Hiruzen remained silent. And then, a fist struck Hinata across the face. The sharp crack echoed through the arena. You're talking too much, princess. What would a girl raised inside a rich clan compound know about the real world? Sakura growled. I don't know what happened with your uncle. I don't know every reason why Naruto-kun was treated that way. But I understand him more than you ever could. Her fists trembled, not from fear, but conviction. Did you ever see Naruto-kun hate the village for how they treated him? Did you ever hear him curse them? Even after everything, after being ignored, insulted, isolated, he still wants to become Hokage. He still wants to protect them. Her voice cracked slightly. Even when the village was ungrateful toward him. Hinata wiped the blood from the corner of her mouth with the back of her hand. She spat the rest onto the ground. So you want to fight, Pinky? Hinata said coldly. Her pale eyes sharpened. I'm glad to give it. I'm the one who deserves Naruto-kun. Hinata declared. Sakura snorted. Like I would care. Naruto-kun isn't some object to deserve. He's his own person. With that, both girls rushed forward, Sakura gripping a kunai tightly. Hinata moved first. She slipped past Sakura's swing and struck her sharply across the torso. The impact forced the air from Sakura's lungs. You know facing a Hyuga in hand-to-hand combat is foolish, Hinata said calmly. Sakura gritted her teeth, ignoring the pain, and rushed again. Again, Hinata struck. Pathetic. I don't even need my Byakugan to defeat you, Hinata said, and deactivated it. Sakura's eyes narrowed. She hurled a kunai at Hinata. Hinata sidestepped easily. But in that instant, Sakura was already there. A flurry of punches and kicks rained down. Before Hinata could fully adjust, Sakura grabbed her collar and yanked her forward. Crack! Sakura's fist connected squarely with Hinata's nose. Hinata staggered back, blood spilling as she regained her balance. She leapt away just in time to avoid Sakura's next strike. Sakura pulled out an explosive tag and hurled it. It detonated midair. Smoke and fire burst outward, swallowing both of them from sight. The spectators leaned forward, unable to see what was happening inside the smoke. Then, a sharp gasp. Hinata felt a sudden sting across her back. She reacted instantly, spinning, catching Sakura's wrist, and twisting it down. She drove Sakura to the ground, pinning her. Sakura strained, using every ounce of strength to break free. But Hinata struck. Precise. 2 fingers jabbed into Sakura's tenketsu points. Another. And another. Sakura's chakra flow faltered. By the time the smoke cleared, Sakura lay unconscious on the arena floor. Silence fell over the stadium. Sakura-chan. Naruto cried out. Hayate stepped forward, kneeling to check her pulse. After a moment, he stood. Winner by knockout, Hinata Hyuga. Medics rushed in immediately. Some lifted Sakura onto a gurney, carrying her out of the arena. Others moved toward Hinata, tending to her broken nose as blood continued to drip down her face. The arena remained heavy with tension. Soon the finals matches were drawn.